At the very beginning of this episode, Ray J and Trick are having a conversation, and Ray J starts telling Trick about all the drama he has going on in his life. He starts telling Trick that he has both Pinky Doll and Amara auditioning for the same role in his One Wish movie, but that he wants to give the role to Pinky Doll instead because he feels like she did a better job. However, he does admit that part of the reason why he wants to give the role to Pinky Doll instead of Amara is because he still feels some type of way because he feels like Amara threw him under the bus with Princess when she told Princess that the two of them met up, which is crazy. Ray J caused his own drama in his life with Princess, and he needs to take accountability for that. That's not Amara's fault. That's nobody's fault but his. But Trick immediately shuts down the idea of Ray J choosing Pinky Doll over Amara because he tells Ray J that he doesn't like Pinky Doll. He tried to give Pinky Doll a chance, but when she showed up to the Hollywood Twins single release party and she caused chaos and basically ruined the entire event, he felt some type of way about her and feels like she's bad news. She's been basically rubbing everybody in Miami the wrong way, and nobody is really feeling her right now, so she's kind of ruining her reputation before she even gets started in the music industry in Miami. But classic Ray J, he doesn't really care what Trick has to say because he likes the drama, so he said that he's still going to make both Pinky Doll and Amara audition for the role together at the same time, but the only difference is that Amara doesn't know that she has to audition for the role. She thinks she's going to a rehearsal, and Pinky Doll knows that she's going to an audition. Amara already thinks that she has the role, so Ray J is basically trying to set up Amara. So Ching Diamond is kind of getting on my nerves in this episode because she made this big deal with Zoe, telling Zoe that she was wrong for saying that she didn't think that her boyfriend was good for her, and she basically fell out with Zoe because of that, because Zoe wanted her to focus on her music and not put so much focus on her boyfriend who was just getting out of prison and who has done her wrong many times. And in this episode, Ching ends up calling her mother up on the phone, and she tells her that she broke up with Marquez because she basically ended up setting up the hotel room really cute when he came home from jail. We saw that in the previous episode. And she said that she had asked him to go down to the lobby in the hotel to go get her a soda, and she called him up on his phone because he was taking too long to bring her the soda, and he thought that he hung up the phone, but he didn't, and she heard him being very flirtatious with the woman at the front desk. So she went down to the front desk and she starts cussing this woman out, and then she gets into it with Marquez, and the two of them break up, and he leaves and goes back to Nebraska without telling her. So she basically tells her mother that it's over between the two of them, and she ends up asking her mother if she can come down to Miami to visit her to give her some support. And her mom is basically saying the same thing that Zoe said to her, which was that she needs to focus on herself and why she came to Miami in the first place, which was to focus on her music and not get so caught up with Marquez, but instead she's still focused on him. And I did not like the fact that she said that she had went down to the front desk and cussed out the woman behind the counter. Like, why are you cussing her out when your man is the one trying to get with her? Like, this woman didn't know anything about her, so I don't understand why she cussed her out, and yet she's still with Marquez, because even though she said she broke up with him, you can tell that she still wants to be with him despite him disrespecting her. So Flo apparently has a new man in her life. She's over Alan, and she's on to something new because she was doing a music video with this guy Yanni. He's a Haitian artist, and the two of them made a song together, which I think the song is actually really good from what we were able to hear in this episode. But Flo's mother was watching them film this music video, and she sensed that there was something more going on between the two of them because they were getting really cozy and comfortable while doing the music video together, and so she felt some type of way. So she starts questioning Flo about what's going on between her and Yanni, and obviously Flo ended up denying that they're together because she doesn't want her family in her business. Her family has a history of getting too involved in her business and never taking her side in things and always going against her, so I can understand why she did not want them to know about it. Now she goes outside and she starts telling Yanni that her mother was questioning her about their relationship, and he seemed to get really upset at the fact that she wouldn't tell her mother that they're together because he really doesn't understand why she wouldn't want to, and that shows that he's not really familiar with her family, because if he was familiar with her family, he would understand why she didn't want them to know anything. So Angela White and Derek actually ended up getting engaged at Howard University, and I'm happy for her if she's happy with him. It seems like she really is, and she seems to be still focused on her sobriety and making sure that she has a better life. And look, she ended up going to do a radio interview in New York City, and she had Derek with her, and they were asked if they were going to get a prenup when they get married, and both of them said no because they're not going to get a divorce. And look, I understand that people get kind of upset when people mention a prenup because they feel like you're planning to get a divorce, but at the end of the day, it's something important that you should have in place because you never know what's going to happen. People change over the years. You never know if you'll end up getting a divorce. And so basically, to me, in my opinion, the prenup, protects both people. So I do feel like they should get a prenup, but if she doesn't want to do it and she feels like it's going to work out, then we'll just have to wait and see. So Guel is trying to make some changes in her life, or so she says she's trying to make some changes because she realizes that she hasn't been the best person over the years. And so she said that Angela White has inspired her. So she ends up going to the gym with Bobby and she's showing him all of Angela White's inspirational videos. And it's kind of weirding out Bobby because he feels like she's trying to take what Angela White did and do it herself, but not in an authentic way. It seems like she's kind of doing it for show. But when she starts telling Bobby that she wants love in her life and he ends up asking her if she has a man, she tells him that she does have a man and she tells him that it's Fabo. And Bobby damn near spit out his water when she told him that because he was so confused because everybody knows that Shay and Fabo were together, and even though they broke up, they always get back together again, and he knows how Shay gets about Fabo. So he feels like when Shay finds out that Guel has been seeing Fabo, things are going to end up getting really ugly. Guel admitted that she does want to still continue to talk to Fabo, but that he hasn't been speaking to her ever since she scared him away by bringing him to the Mambo. And so she said that she regrets doing that and she does want to work things out, which is crazy to me. I don't understand why she would think that Fabo would be a good guy to be in a relationship with. He couldn't even be a good guy in the relationship with Shay, even though he has a child with her. So I don't know why she thinks she's going to be different. Now you understand why I said that Ching Diamond was getting on my nerves in this episode, because she's doing a video shoot and she ends up asking Marquez to come because he came back to Miami after leaving to Nebraska without telling her. And basically they kind of get into a back and forth with one another, okay? She starts telling him that he's embarrassing her because he just got out of prison, and then he decides to go down to the front desk and start immediately flirting with other women. And then she said that he was also calling other women when he was in jail, so she's really upset about it. And he starts telling her that all he did was flirt with this woman. He never gave her his number and he never took her number, and that he doesn't understand why Ching is so upset about a woman that they're never gonna see again. And that honestly got on my nerves when he said that, because it's like, you guys are in Miami with the woman that you were just flirting with at the front desk, so who's to say you wouldn't be able to see her again if you wanted to? I just didn't understand why he was saying that. And she does end up sending him away, okay? Ching tells him that she doesn't want to be with him, it's over, and she sends him away. However, you know that she's not really done with him, because she gets in her confessional and says that she feels like she's being too hard on Marquez because she understands why he would give in to temptation because he just got out of jail. So to me, she's just a fool. Zoe was right with everything that she was saying to her. We know that she's definitely going to end up getting back with him. Now, it's the day of, Flo's son's birthday party that she's throwing for him, and she's kind of nervous because she has everybody there. Her mother is there, Guel is there, even though they're not on good terms, and she also has Yanni there along with Marlon, because obviously Marlon's going to be there because that's his son's party. And surprisingly, she also ends up inviting Pinky Doll, and Pinky Doll starts telling her about how she's auditioning for a part in Ray J's movie, but that she also has to go up against Amara because Amara is also going for the same role. And Flo immediately starts dragging Amara, talking about she's a husband stealer and that she has children by a married man, and how she also was trying to get with Marlon. And so she's telling, Pinky Doll all this bad stuff about Amara, knowing that Pinky Doll and Amara are going to see each other soon. So it's kind of putting things in Pinky Doll's head about Amara not being a good person. Now, Flo was trying so hard to keep her relationship with Yanni a secret, especially at this party, but when Pinky Doll ends up asking her who the guy in the yellow hat is, Flo immediately lets it slip that that's her man, because she felt like Pinky Doll was trying to get with him and she didn't want that to happen. And her mother was standing right there, okay? Flo's mother was standing right there when Flo let it slip that her and Yanni are actually together. So Flo's mother gets so upset that she runs to Guel and she starts telling Guel that Flo and Yanni are together, and Marlon is right there too, because Guel ends up deciding to go up to Flo in front of Marlon and start cussing her out about being with Yanni and how he's too young for her and that she shouldn't be with him, and just going off on Flo about how she's not even divorced yet she's moving on with somebody else. And I think that's dumb for Guel to say, of all people, because didn't she sleep with her sister's husband? Like, even if it's not true and it's just for a storyline, in the storyline she slept with her sister's husband, so I don't understand why she's even throwing that in Flo's face. And Flo's mother even ends up kicking Yanni out of the house, which was really rude and disrespectful. And Flo starts saying that she's done with her family, but I don't believe her because as much as she claims that she's done with them, she still has them around her anyway and in her business all the time. I just didn't understand why her family caused all this drama at a party that was supposed to be for Flo's son. Like, to me, they kind of ruined that little boy's birthday party. And Marlon and Yanni end up going outside and they have a conversation. And Marlon seems like he doesn't even care that Flo's moved on with somebody else. But Marlon does end up telling Yanni that he hopes that, Flo doesn't get pissed off at him when he ends up bringing his new woman to something that she's at. So he's trying to get back at her by bringing a woman around her that he's dealing with because he feels like she did the same thing with Yanni, which is kind of true. So I hope that she doesn't get upset if he brings a new woman around because she just did the same thing. Even though she was trying to keep it private, she still did the same thing. I just can't really feel bad for Amara anymore because she puts herself in these types of stupid situations because she's over there allowing Ray J to play in her face and basically set her up to beef with Pinky Doll because he told Pinky Doll that her and Amara were auditioning for the same role, but he never told Amara that. He told her that she was coming to a rehearsal. So Amara ends up showing up to the rehearsal and she's starting to, do her lines, and Pinky Doll ends up showing up and Ray J immediately calls Pinky Doll up to the stage and he tries to introduce Amara and Pinky Doll, but then drops the news on Amara right then and there that her and Pinky Doll are going for the same role. So Amara is taken aback because Ray J never told her that she was going to audition. He basically made it seem like she got the role and that she was just there to rehearse. So Ray J starts confusing the two of them because now he's saying that there's another role that one of them can take and it has to do with them doing a scene where they're doing a threesome with him, and Amara immediately says that she's not interested. She's not interested in filming a scene like that with Ray J. She thinks it's gross. But then she told Ray J that if he offers her more money, then she'll do it. And so he was saying that he would give her more money for it. And Pinky Doll started feeling some type of way because she feels like if she's in the lead role, she should make just as much money as Amara, if not more. So she says that to Ray J and Amara gets pissed off about it. And she starts asking Pinky Doll why she thinks that she deserves more money and why she feels like she's the star of the movie and that nobody even knows who Pinky Doll is really. And so Pinky Doll gets so mad about that she starts trying to drag Amara. She starts talking really bad about Amara, saying nobody knows who she is either. And she starts talking about Amara's wig and kind of going off on her. And so Amara said that she didn't want any parts of the movie. She told Pinky Doll that she could have the role and she ends up leaving. And this ends up pissing off Ray J to where he starts going off on Pinky Doll, telling her that basically she's disrespectful and that Trick warned him about her. So him and Pinky Doll start going back and forth with each other, and Ray J makes a comment that he can't eat that many chicken sandwiches. I don't really know where that came from, but I know I saw a lot of people laughing about it in the comment section. Ray J is a whole troll and a whole character. I really don't take him seriously. But Pinky Doll got so mad that she ended up throwing water in Ray J's face, and he basically told her that she was blacklisted. I don't know if it's a good idea for her to play this role on this show, because I don't know if she's just doing this for the show and it's for a storyline, or if she really acts this way. But if this is how they're portraying her on the show, a lot of people are not going to want to work with her. But Amara really pissed me off in this episode because it's like, why did she even want to go audition for this role in the first place after the way that Ray J disrespected her and put her in a bunch of drama with Princess to where she got slapped and everything? And then he literally turned things around her and blamed her for the whole thing. And yet she still went to try to work with him. Like, that was stupid to me that she even did that. Like, I don't understand why she's allowing Ray J to play in her face. She's a lot better than that and she can do better than that. So to no surprise, Ching ends up getting back with Marquez. She ends up having him with her, and she realizes that she invited her mother to come down to Miami to be with her to support her because of the breakup, but yet she's back with Marquez. So now she has to tell her mother that they're back together. So she tells Marquez to stay inside while she goes outside to have a conversation with her mother. She starts telling her mother that her and Marquez are back together, and obviously her mother was not happy about it. And she also felt like Ching should have called her up and warned her before she showed up that them two got back together again. Her mom just seemed really disappointed in her for getting back together with Marquez because she lets Ching know that he makes a lot of promises to her and he hasn't delivered on any of them. And for some reason, Ching is accepting that. And to me, it's crazy. So while they're having this conversation, Marquez ends up coming outside and he's playing dumb, acting like he doesn't know what's going on. And her mother ends up checking him, telling him that she doesn't like that he's playing stupid and that she doesn't feel like he really loves her daughter. And he claims that he does love her daughter and he only wants to be with one woman, but she tells him that she doesn't doesn't believe him because it seems like he wants more than one woman and that he's playing in Ching's face. So Ching's mother gets so annoyed at the fact that Marquez is making excuses for his behavior that she decides to leave. She tells Ching that she's leaving, but that she loves her and she supports her. And look, Ching is getting a lot of people to not want to be around her anymore because of the excuses that she makes for this guy. She's the type of friend that is going to come to you crying about her man cheating on her, lying to her, and doing all these crazy things to her, and then you give her all this advice, and then the next day she's back together with him again, and this cycle continues to repeat and it becomes exhausting. That's who Ching reminds me of, those type of women. I understand it's hard to let go of somebody that you love, but when they keep playing in your face, why do you keep going to your family and your friends about it if you're only going to get back together with him again? It just doesn't make any sense. Because then she gets mad at her friends and family for judging him, even though she's the one that told them all the bad things that he was doing to her. So what does she expect her family and friends to feel? So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all. And until next time, I will talk to you guys in my next video.